If you own a Tesla Cybertruck, don't take it through a car wash, and by proxy, maybe don't drive it in the rain. I almost could not believe this story, but it's from the reputable Gizmodo, and I'm not trying to make my personal channel here a Tesla hate channel. It just seems like every day there's some kind of bizarre story about this product. So this comes from a TikTok user and also Twitter user who took their car through a car wash, and afterwards the car would not boot, it would not do anything. He drove it home and turned it off, and it was dead. As he describes it, it was effectively a several thousand-pound paperweight. And then if you read the care instructions for the Cybertruck, there is actually a car wash mode, and you would think, oh, this is probably like neutral. It puts the vehicle in so you can roll through. No, what it actually does is protects the car from getting completely destroyed, and that you could potentially void your warranty if, this is the highlighted part right here, it's a little small, maybe I'll just, that doesn't zoom. It's a failure to put Cybertruck in car wash mode may result in damage, for example, to the charge port or windshield wipers. Damage caused by car washes is not covered by the warranty. So if you take your Cybertruck through the wash, don't tell Tesla about it, I guess. Now, in this particular case, the person who did this woke up the next morning to what he describes a mostly functional truck. A call with Tesla confirmed the truck had needed a complete reboot, which took over 5 hours of sitting to complete. So that's insane. Tesla doesn't really have any opinions about this. We already know about the brake pedals and the recalls. And it's not just Gizmodo. There's lots of other places that are reputable reporting this, and apparently this is not the only guy who's had this problem. So if you bought a Cybertruck, be careful in car washes. I don't know if rain would do the same thing, because car wash is kind of directed pressure inward, but it is concerning. And what's funny and kind of scary about this is I bought a Tesla almost a decade ago, right? This was like before they were cool. People made fun of me all the time for having an electric car. And I got so many dumb questions like, can you drive it in the rain? How do you wash it? Because they're thinking like little toy cars that short when they get wet. I was like, guys, it's a normal car. It's fine in the rain. It's fine in the car wash. That's not a problem. We've gone so far back in time with this product that a thing that was not a problem over a decade ago is now a problem, which is very, very dumb. A group of well-respected scientists are proposing a new paradigm of animal consciousness, saying that even some insects may be sentient. And all I can think is, we have to look like absolute monsters to these creatures. Because I don't know about all of you, but I was brought up being taught that fish do not feel pain, that crustaceans, when you boil them, do not feel pain. Octopuses are not really conscious, that birds and animals might have some degree of self-survival type intelligence, but they are not sentient. Well, a group of researchers have gotten together, studied this thoroughly, and put forth the New York Declaration on Animal Consciousness, which is something that came out through the New York University. I'm going to scroll down and show you the list of signatories down here. Tons and tons of people, mostly from schools of medicine, biology, psychology, animal sciences, etc., have all said that animals, or more animals than we thought, appear to demonstrate a level of both consciousness and sentience. And one of the quotes, it's a little easier to read on this page, is that when there is a realistic possibility of conscious experience in an animal, it is irresponsible to ignore that possibility in decisions affecting the animal. We should consider welfare risk and use the evidence to inform our responses to these risks. Basically, that we've been mistreating animals for years. This article even points out from automata to sentient. I don't know about you, but growing up, I was taught that insects and most type of sea life had no semblance of thought or sentience, but were just simply autonoma. This is not true. You know, we've seen intelligent octopuses. Cleaner wrasse fish pass the mirror test, where you can mark them and they see themselves in a mirror and know that they've been marked and something is wrong. A lot of other animals can, in different circumstances, pass our test of consciousness, which isn't super well defined, I'll be honest. But this is concerning. I don't know whether to exactly believe this. This is more of a declaration instead of a scientific study, but it makes me feel very uncomfortable about all the catfish I've eaten in my life. Researchers have developed a new sodium battery capable of rapid charging in just a few seconds. As in, you can plug this into your wall and fully charge your battery in just a few seconds. The big image here comes from the Korea Advanced Institute of Science and Technology, KAIST, which we'll revisit in just a moment. And this shows you the rough chemical process by which this occurs. And we're going to talk about sodium batteries. Sodium is much more abundant than lithium. It pollutes a little bit less. It's easier to get. However, sodium-ion batteries have fundamental limitations such as lower power output, lower storage capacity, and longer charging times. Thus, they weren't really preferred for most next-generation technologies. However, research from Professor Jung-Ka Kang at the Department of Materials Science and Engineering developed a new high-energy, high-power hybrid sodium a battery capable of rapid charging. So what they decided to do is use a hybrid technology that integrates anode materials typically used in batteries with cathodes that are more suited for supercapacitors, which is kind of impressive. And this combination both allows this new generation of sodium batteries to have a very high storage potential and very rapid charge discharge rates. You can see another graph sort of explaining how all of this works. This type of chemistry and battery technology is a little bit beyond my ability to fully understand the processes and explain it, so I'm not going to try to do that. Maybe some of you are brighter than me. But what's very clever about this is that technically this is a hybrid battery. We're using one part traditional ion type battery and one part something more from a superconductor or supercapacitor. And when combined, this battery actually outperforms the energy density of commercial lithium-ion batteries and exhibits the characteristics of supercapacity's power density. And it charges incredibly fast. And I say with absolute incredulity that it uses a less rare resource. So if this can be manufactured at scale commercially, then we might have another type of battery revolution on our hands, which would be quite nice. The Android to iPhone green text situation is getting so bad that the United States Senate is getting involved, and Senator Elizabeth Warren is saying that Apple is ruining relationships because of the green text. Now, if you're an Android user, you might not know, but if you get it added to a chat or group chat with somebody on iOS, your text will show up as a different color. iPhones are blue, Androids are green, and most notably, if you send a video or something like that, it uses a very, very old compression format, so all the videos come in super blurry, whereas everybody else's on iMessage are going to be crisp and clear. It's so bad, in fact, that the senator is saying, and I believe this is true, many non-iPhone users also experience social stigma exclusion and blame for breaking chats where other participants use iPhones. Some people dread the ostracization that comes with having an Android phone. She says that these are even ruining relationships, and I haven't seen this for me personally, but I have seen online people go on dates or match with somebody on a dating app, and their first couple of text messages is revealed that they're an Android user, and it's just like, ooh, gross, Android, we are out of here. So, a previous antitrust lawsuit brought an email in which an Apple employee said that keeping iMessage exclusive to iPhone amounts to serious lock-in, and Phil Schiller referenced it, saying that it showed why moving iMessage to Android will hurt us more than help us. They really want this. They want to have everybody. They're even talking about iPhone families now. They want everybody in the family to have the same text messaging. Basically, the reason for this is that Apple chose to use their own proprietary iMessage, which is exclusive to iPhones, and it has a much more robust feature set than what Android has. But they also chose not to support Android when it upgraded to a more universal RCS format, and they just don't support that format on iPhones. So even though Androids are now up to date and capable of doing all of the same things, they don't have to send these blurry videos anymore, Apple just won't support it, and it defaults to iMessage. Now, as you can see from this article, they're bringing RCS to iPhone in fall 2024. The chat bubbles are still going to be green, but the video is going to be significantly less blurry, to the best of my understanding. And this is just really kind of sad. First of all, you wouldn't want to be in a relationship with somebody that would exclude you because your text messages are green. But then on the other hand, it is really bad for sending video and data, and it's super bad in group chats. group chats, and then Apple won't support it. But what they do have is better than what Android would have for support, and it's kind of nasty. And I personally haven't experienced major ostracization over this, but I absolutely have been belittled directly to my face by my friends and other groups of people and acquaintances because I'll pull out a phone and it's Android, and they're just like, ew, gross, like, ugh, spit on the paw. You know, it's just kind of weird, to be honest with you. I think it's kind of sad that, you know, other people have had literal like dating prospects blown up over this, and I haven't had it that bad, but I've also talked to people in IT that if they find there's an employee with an Android, they just cut them out of the chat completely, so they don't even have an opportunity to communicate with the rest of the employees because the green texts are so annoying. So the senator isn't necessarily wrong here. There is a problem with the stranglehold that Apple has on the green or blue text. If the green or blue text determines whether or not you will date somebody, there is a problem with that monopoly.